Hi, nature explorers! Today, we're going on an exciting adventure to discover one of nature's biggest mysteries. Have you ever heard of invasive species? They're sometimes called nature's uninvited guests. Some animals and plants accidentally move into places where they don't belong, and sometimes they cause big problems. By the end of today's adventure, you'll know exactly what invasive species are. Are you ready? Let's go! Someone's at your front door. You open it? Can we move in? What would you do?
Today's mission is to become 1. What an invasive species is. 2. Meet 3 famous invasive species. 3. Learn why they can sometimes cause problems. And 4. And discover how you can help protect nature. Let's begin.
Take a look at this beautiful forest. Everyone belongs here. They've all lived here for a long, long time. Now, look over here. Do you see our visitors? They came from somewhere else. An invasive species is a plant or animal that is moved to a place where it doesn't naturally live. Then it spreads and begins causing problems for the plants and animals that already live there. Let's compare. On this side, we have native species. Native means they naturally belong here. They have homes, friends, food. Everything works together. Now, look at this side. Do you notice anything different? The Burmese Python, the zebra mussels, and the Kudzu Vine don't naturally belong in this forest. The native animals now have to share their food, their homes, and their space. That's why invasive species can become a problem. Welcome to Florida. This is a Burmese python. It originally came from Southeast Asia, but many years ago, some people kept these snakes as pets. When some escaped or were released, they began living in Florida's Everglades. These snakes are excellent hunters, and they eat many of the same animals that native wildlife depends on. That's one reason they're considered an invasive species. These tiny creatures are called zebra mussels. They're about the size of a small cookie. Some are even smaller. Even though they're tiny, they can spread really, really fast. They stick to boats, rocks, docks, and even underwater pipes. Sometimes people accidentally carry them from one lake to another. That's why it's important to clean boats and equipment before visiting a new lake. Tiny creatures, big problems. Hello to kudzu. Kudzu grows and grows and grows. It can climb over trees, cover fences, and even spread across large areas of land. It's like nature's super fast climbing plant. When kudzu spreads too much, other plants have less room to grow. That's why scientists call it an invasive plant. Did you know? Kudzu can grow about 1 foot in just one day under the right conditions? That's about as long as a school ruler. Can you imagine waking up tomorrow and your favorite plant had grown this much overnight? That's incredible. Fast-growing plants like kudzu can quickly take over spaces where native plants need to grow. Nature is amazing, but it's also important to keep ecosystems balanced. Why are they a problem? Plants and animals all need food, water, sunlight, a safe place to live. When too many invasive species arrive, there are fewer resources for the native plants and animals. Let's look at 4 ways this can happen. Look at the basket of food. Everyone wants something to eat. The deer, the rabbit, the duck, even the Burmese python. Nature has just enough food for the animals that belong there. But when invasive species arrive, they also need to eat. That means native animals sometimes have to share their food. That's why scientists say invasive species compete for food. Animals need a place to call home. Some birds build nests. Rabbits dig burrows. Frogs live near ponds. Squirrels live in trees. But what happens when new plants and animals move into those same places? When invasive species spread, they can take up space where native animals already live. That means animals sometimes have to search for a new home. Everyone needs a safe place to live. Even animals. Remember our fast-growing friend, Kudzu? Watch what happens. It keeps climbing, and climbing, and climbing. Plants need sunshine to grow. They also need water, nutrients, and lots of space. If a fast-growing vine covers everything, smaller plants might not get enough sunlight. Without enough sunlight, plants have a harder time growing. That's why scientists say kudzu can crowd out native plants. Look at this giant balance scale. Nature works best when everything stays balanced. Plants feed insects. Insects feed birds. Birds help spread seeds. Animals help forests grow. Everything works together, like one big team. When an invasive species spreads too much, that balance can change. That's why scientists work hard to protect native plants and animals. Guess what? You can help protect nature. Number 1, clean your boots after hiking. Tiny seeds can hitch a ride in the mud. Number 2, wash boats and fishing gear before visiting another lake. That helps stop tiny invasive species from traveling. Number 3, plant native flowers. Butterflies, bees, and birds will thank you. And number 4, never release a pet into the wild. If you can't care for a pet anymore, ask a trusted adult to help you find a safe new home for it. Wow! Those are 4 amazing ways to become a nature protector. Give yourself a big pat on the back. You just learned how to help our planet. Welcome to Nature Detective Quiz Time. Here's your first challenge. Is every new animal invasive? Take a good look. Think carefully. I'll give you 3, 2, 1. The answer is no. A species is called invasive if it spreads quickly and causes problems for the environment. Imagine you have a pet turtle. One day, you decide you don't want it anymore. Should you let it go in a pond? What do you think? Take your time. 3, 2, 1. The answer is no. Ask a parent or another trusted adult to help you find a safe new home for your pet. That helps keep both the turtle and nature. Can invasive plants hurt native plants? Think carefully. 3, 2, 1. Yes! Great job! Fast-growing plants like kudzu can cover other plants, take up space, and block sunlight. Before we go, I have one more amazing fact. Did you know one of the world's most harmful invasive species is the snake? This snake was accidentally brought to the island of Guam after World War II. Since there were very few animals to stop its population from growing, more and more snakes spread across the island. Over time, many native birds disappeared.
We learned so much today. Let's see if you remember. First, what is an invasive species? That's right! It's a plant or animal that doesn't naturally belong in a habitat. Next, what can invasive species do? Excellent! They can compete with native plants and animals for food, space, and other resources. Can kids help protect nature? Absolutely! Cleaning boots, washing boats, planting native flowers, and never releasing pets into the wild are all great ways to help. And finally, when we protect nature, we help keep ecosystems healthy and balanced.
Thank you so much for joining me today on Create with Joy. I had so much fun learning with you. If you enjoyed today's adventure, give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to Create with Joy, and ring the notification bell so you won't miss our next science adventure.